If cash was taken by the customer but the transaction did not hit the general ledger (GL) while still appearing in the EJ roll electronic journal of the Diebold ATM Model 100, this indicates a potential reconciliation issue. Possible causes of the issue: switch log failure. The transaction was processed at the ATM but was not recorded in the bank's core banking system. Host communication issue: the ATM successfully dispensed cash, but the transaction did not sync with the bank's GL. Reversal or timeout issue: if the bank host did not confirm the transaction, the ATM might have recorded it but not posted it. Settlement delay: sometimes transactions get delayed in posting due to switch/network failures. Steps to analyze the issue. Step 1. Verify in the EJ log, electronic journal, search for the transaction using card number, masked, date, and time. Check the EJ log status. If E302, E303, or E307 appears, there may have been a dispense error. If no errors appear and the transaction shows successful, move to the next step. Step 2. Check the switch log. Look for the transaction in the switch log using the ATM ID and timestamp. Verify the ISO 8583 response code. If 00 approved appears, the transaction was processed successfully. If 68 response timeout or 91 issuer or switch unavailable appears, the bank host may not have recorded it. Step 3. Verify in the core banking system, CBS, or GL. Check whether the transaction was recorded in the GL reports. If the transaction is missing in the GL but exists in the EJ log, this confirms a switch failure or settlement issue. How to fix the issue? If the transaction is in EJ log but not in GL, manually post the transaction. The bank's back office should manually debit the customer's account. Raise a dispute with the switch team, provide EJ logs, ATM ID, transaction time, and switch details. If the transaction is in EJ log but switch log shows a failure, the bank may need to force settle or reconcile the transaction. Contact the switch provider for clarification on why the transaction was not posted to GLC. If the transaction is missing from both switch and GL, this means the transaction was never processed by the bank. No further action is needed unless the customer complains. When to escalate? Escalate the issue to ATM operations team if multiple transactions are missing in GL. Bank switch/network team if there are consistent communication issues.